with Collision Hub, and we're back on the floor of the Northeast Trade Show in New Jersey, and we're in the Verifacts booth to talk a little bit about something that I'm very passionate about. I know in my old days as a technician, I really thought I did a good job, and as I grew a little bit older in my career, I realized I probably wasn't doing some of the right things, and I've always wished during my technician time that I'd have had you guys around. So I want to share with kind of everybody in the industry a little bit about what Verifacts is, what you do, and why what you do is so important to our industry right now. So give me a little overview.
Well, the collision repair industry has been, as you said, fixing cars the way they've been fixing cars for a long time. And with the advent of vehicles that are changing, new materials, wiring, electronics, it's really changed how we have to approach how vehicles are actually fixed. So what we're up to with Verifacts is making sure that every technician has the proper skills and really knows what the right thing is to do with the vehicle so we fix the car right.
I think that's kind of the thing, one of the things with what's going on with our industry now is things can look really good and parts can attach and things can fit, but you still might not have done the right job, and that's kind of scary for not even just the technician but the shop owner. Right. And you guys step in with a little bit of coaching and kind of hands-on experience with those.
Yes, and that's absolutely correct. And what our job is to, as I shared already, which is it's not only about does the car look great, does the color match, does it smell good. It's really further than that. Is the car has the same base crash worthiness as it was before. It's really the integrity of the structural integrity of the vehicle is still in place. So what we do at Verifacts is make sure the car's been properly measured and is there documentation to show that it's one done or not, and also coach them on the proper method, which is really important in today's collision repair. The methods are being done properly.
Right. I think that's a great analogy. It's almost like code enforcement for collision repair.
Well, and the other thing that we find pretty frequently is when we talk to shop owners and technicians, they're like, well, we don't have any problems. We're doing a great job. Look at our CSI scores. And CSI scores are really all about, did you match the paint? Did you stay in communication with the customer? Really. It's really what's underneath the welds and the process that really count to make the profitability and the quality of the repair. And that's what we go into in coaching and making sure everybody understands.
It's a phenomenal program, and as from a repair perspective, if I was still in the market, I can't imagine not having a VQ stamp on my building so that anybody that walked in knew how good I was and how open I was to prove how good I was every day. Tell us a little bit about the services that you have. So a repair or an insurer perspective, if they're looking for Verifacts to kind of help them out with their program, what are some things that you guys can do for them?
Well, there's many different levels. We basically stand within 5 different areas. It's repair, process, and planning. We kind of in the beginning. Then we look at materials. Are we using the right materials? And do we know how to use those materials? So we talk about training. What about the equipment? We put a BMW quarter panel on, we need a rivet. Not a weld, which that just changed like 6 months ago. And then ultimately, do we produce at the end of it the quality of the repair? So it's a few different areas. So any of those different areas that we work on, do we have a process? Now, you can walk into collision repair facilities, and anybody watching this segment here can really do a real quick check on the facility. Do you have a quality control form, which most shops do? But is that quality control form really filled out completely when it gets to paint? You might have the form on the windshield all the way through, and at the end it gets pencil whipped. So we have a process that isn't being used, and then the real question is, does it produce the result? So with Verifacts, we verify the process, the ability to use it, and does it really produce what it is? And we do that for over 200 disciplines within the shop. That could be quality, that could be welds, that could be an SOP, quality, a lot of different things. And then our job is not to find out if they're doing it right or wrong. Our job is to look at it and say, you know what, this is being done or not done. And if the technician doesn't understand, then we show them what the right way is so they do understand. So ultimately, we move the shop to that. And that's really what we're about. Can you answer that question?
And that's the VQ program that we have today, which is verified quality. But in addition to that, what we bring to the market is that we have an online academy, which we have put together a lot of our courses, which is our clinics that we have to short. All the courses have pre and post tests, so we can measure how much they know beforehand. Then they're going to go to our courses, and we can also measure again after that. So our academy is one thing. The other thing we do as a mentors at work, which is really there's a lot of great, There are a lot of people in our industry, they're getting older, they're not as young as they were before, but before they leave, let's utilize all the great mind that they have. Even if they leave, we want to bring them back and mentor some of our young people, encourage them to come back. So we have our mentors at work, which have taken an ATAF task, let's broke it down to the different segments, and we mentor that electronically as well. And in addition to that, we have our 800 call center, which is where insurers and shops are calling us with the information they have. As we talked earlier,
Right.
it's not. It's more like I got the information. I got the information from manufacturers, but like, what does it really mean? How do I really interpret that in my action of fixing that car?
Right.
So what we do at Verifacts with somebody, a warm voice on the other side, to really look at the pictures, or without a picture even, to really coach them on how to do that. And so someone feels like, what, someone else out there is looking at that.
Well, no, I think it's a great point, you guys don't do a lot of bragging, so I'm going to do a little bragging on you. But I can think of two manufacturers offhand where, through the work with your 1-800 number, repair procedures have actually been developed through the work that you guys are doing. So things in the past that probably would have resulted in totals, you guys are making that happen through your network and your call centers with your technicians and kind of making some changes. So that's really impressive.
And we don't look at it necessarily as change, we look at it as transformation. Change is just a little different than it looked before. Transformation is that we can allow this industry to kind of transform into something that didn't really look like before. Where we got people that are communicating, we got technicians with phone numbers out of their stalls where they're asking questions. We got transformation of the industry is what we're up for causing, so that really, I hear people say that 20 years ago, 30 years ago, this industry was fun. So really, why can't we transform it back to where it was, which was fun? I love this industry, and I know Farzam does too, and it's fun. So let's have fun in the industry, and let's make some money, and let's fix it right.
Well, I would challenge any of the shops out there, any of the insurers, take my 5-minute challenge. I don't care where you think your shop is at, or what you think your adjuster level or your training level is at. Have a 5-minute conversation with Verifacts or a representative, and if you don't come away from that conversation learning something you didn't know going into it, write me, because I'd really like to know and come visit you where you are. But I think I can't spend a couple minutes with you guys without learning something, and I try to stay on top of things. So I know that anybody out there would benefit from the services you have. And I know you're busy. You got a trade show for the rest of the week, so we're going to get out of here. Thanks for the time.
Yeah, thank you very much.
And be sure to go to Verifacts Automotive and check out their website and the services that they have to offer. It's a great website, and we'll see you a little bit later on the floor.
Good.
Thank you very much.